All right, friends, it's Timon. We're back with a very, very brand new video. It's going to be on Greg Doucette. This is our next reaction video. Yes, right. The gym, lifting, recruiting, fitness slave himself. You know who? Greg Doucette. So we're going to do a reaction video to Greg Doucette's video, the biggest bomba clot on the YouTube internet. Okay, let's see what he has to say. So Greg Doucette, he says, why even bother with that physique? Okay, I'm not going to explain to you why they shouldn't bother with such a physique.
3 to 5 times a week for 12 years, and this is
3 to 5 times a week for 12 years he's been lifting. And he looks like he's never touched the weight in his entire life. 12 years. I told you before, remember? What did I tell you guys before? All these concentric lifters, lifting concentrically, going to the gym, playing with the weights, la, 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 la. Get it? This is what they get. They get a zero. They don't even know what bodybuilding is about. It's not about concentric lifting like powerlifting. They try to move powerlifting into bodybuilding and they think it's the same thing. They think bodybuilding is a sport like Blaha. He keeps telling you about performance and this and that. Bodybuilding has nothing to do with performance. It is not a sport, because if it was, show me where it's a sport. Well, listen, strongman is a sport, right? Powerlifting is a sport because they took those out and made it into a sport. They also made calisthenics into a sport. See what I mean? But they don't do everything that's involved in bodybuilding. They don't do all the other stuff. And they don't do the other things. The calisthenics guys don't do the bodybuilding stuff and the powerlifting stuff, which is part of bodybuilding. So these guys have separated these things and they've made it into a sport. Now, whether they got gains out of whatever it was they're doing, they're just lucky, especially calisthenics guy. Why are they so jacked? Because the modality of the exercise causes them to be jacked because it's eccentric. It's mostly based on eccentric exercise. See what I mean? There's a lot of weight pulling you down in that exercise in a very stretched position. Anyway, in powerlifting, they are mostly focused on concentric, and the same thing with strongman, the same shit too as well. So yeah, I mean, that doesn't build bodies. So that's why they have to take steroids to fake the look. They want to look the part. See, like these powerlifters, they want to look the part, so they fake it, like Bugenhagen. The Bugenhagens, he had to fake it because lifting a heavy weight does not make you, getting a stronger concentrically does not get you a bigger. But if you get stronger eccentrically, you're definitely going to get a bigger. You're going to get a bigger, you're going to get a stronger all the time. Eccentrically, yes, but not concentrically.
what I look like. Wasted 6 years, to be honest. You look like a guy that worked
6 years? He wasted 12 years of his life. What are you talking about, man? 12.
out never.
And there are so many people like that online. I posted them in my community section before.
Coach Greg, and in today's video, if you see an amazing physique, you wish he ascended to the planet of steroids. But if you see an average physique or decent physique, you think he goes to the gym only to hit the showers. If you have an amazing physique, well, you're obviously a fake natty. And if you don't have one, well, why do you even bother? And so if you compare the physiques of today with the physiques of old, it keeps getting harder. The temptation to use PEDs is greater than ever. Now, I keep hearing this, and for the most part, it's true, but in reality, it's always been really bad. I was born in 1975. I grew up with, basic idols that never had any muscle. And so when I was growing up, I never had any temptation to have an amazing physique. I mean, He-Man, he looked absolutely reasonable to me. He-Man...
Yeah, He-Man's a cartoon. It's fake. These are the people that these people like Greg Doucette, they idolized. Because Greg Doucette, I'm just saying, man, look, Greg Doucette suffers from Napoleon complex. That's why he went to do bodybuilding, because nobody would look at him. You understand me? There's nothing special about him. So he wants people to revere him, look at him. He wants to be special, because nobody is interested in him.
He never had a small waist. He never had a lot of muscle. And, bro, did you know that He-Man was actually Adam, except with a better tan? If He-Man wasn't enough, well, I mean, okay. Rambo, he wasn't shredded. There's this guy, can't remember his name.
Rocky, he took steroids, didn't he?
The GOAT? You know, that guy, he appeared in...
Oh, you mean this guy, Arnold Schwarzenegger? Without his steroids, he wouldn't be Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yes, yes, I know. He faked it too.
Conan the Barbarian,
Yes.
Terminator, and so on. Oh, yeah, Arnold Schwarzenegger. And you think it's only been a problem right now? It's always been a problem. Oh, and Hulk Hogan, he was natural, right?
No, they're all fake too. They don't know what built muscle. And they didn't have time anyways. They don't really care. They're performers, man. They're performers. They're acting. They're doing stuff, okay?
Say your prayers, take your vitamins. And what about the ultimate warrior, the Macho Man? None of my idols growing up had any muscle. Are you kidding me? It's always been bad. But for some reason in 2025, people now have it out to put other people down. They do it on purpose. Case in point, I've trained 3 to 5 times a week for 12 years, and this is what I look like. Bro looks amazing. He has probably under 15% body fat. He has muscle. He's good at cardio, and he looks amazing even...
He looks like an ordinary dude, okay? I don't know what you're talking about, Greg. Greg's funny, man.
under bad lighting. How many of you wish you look like this? Almost everyone watching this video.
Oh, you mean people that are overweight eating slave food diet? Yeah, if they stopped eating it, then they wouldn't have to wish they'd be like that. That's the thing. They can't stop eating a slave food diet. Borowski.
It does not have a physique as good as this, and if you do, well, congratulations, you're in the top 1%. But yet, here are some of the comments. There's better ways.
What is this with look good physique? Building muscle has nothing to do with good looking physique, just building muscle. Now, if you look good because you're building muscle, you come out of that, well, then that's a plus. You know what I mean? That's a plus, obviously, right? I mean, you're not overweight or anything, are you? Or obese, so what do you need to worry about, really? Jesus, man. The whole point is to masculinize yourself. The government doesn't like real bodybuilding because it masculinizes you. And they don't want you to be masculine. They want you to be feminine. So they want you to lift concentrically. So you end up like this guy, lift a heavy weight and pretend, get a stronger, I'm going to get a bigger, but you never get a bigger, you just get fatter or whatever.
Admitting you have no idea what you're doing. Going to the gym don't mean you work.
Listen, they love, look, steroids are illegal, but this guy keeps showing you he's on steroids, doing all this stuff. These are illegal drugs, bro. All these people on the internet, all these people taking it, promoting it, these fitness influencers, they're all on drugs. They know it. Why is YouTube allowing this? Want to know why? Because they know it will destroy you. And that's what they want. They want you to be destroyed. They don't want anything that would fix you. That's why they started removing amino acids off the shelves. It's getting harder and harder to find a supplement that actually builds muscle, that really, really actually builds muscle, which is amino acids. They know this. They've known this for a long time. But over time, these companies, these things, they just kept taking them off the shelf slowly. I remember Universal disappeared. Another company disappeared. They just kept disappearing, and there's almost nothing left. There's very few companies that make amino acids, and you're lucky if you can find it. Everywhere I go, it's sold out online, sold out everywhere. Hell, I'm in Canada. Mutant makes Mutant. We have Mutant, the company. They make everything. They make the amino acids. But guess what? I cannot buy Mutant amino acids in any health food store in my city. I have to buy it online, not from Mutant because they don't even sell it. I have the one that I want to buy from Mutant. It's sold on supplements.ca. Shit, get it? And there's no other websites except for a few European websites. I think NL or some European website, they sell some of that Mutant stuff too. Some amino acid, something. But it's the capsules are absolutely no good. The capsules. I'm talking about tablets. There are some companies that still make them, leave capsules and tablets. Tablets are the best. You don't want capsules. And yes, they know they make them, and they make them in beef. They make beef. Beef amino acids from beef. Me personally, beef is good, but personally, I like the one that they make from egg. They make the one that I use. They make it from egg. For me, that's the best one. But yeah, beef. If you get that, you could use that too. But like I said, there are no supplements that build muscles, except for amino acids. They literally could build muscle with the absence of muscle damage, which is very highly unusual because In that sequence of amino acids, it actually creates myosin, titin, myosin, and actin. Myosin and actin, the contractile proteins, they build them. Somehow, I don't know. They say even people in bed rest, taking amino acids can build these myofibrillars. This is crazy. I had no idea, I had no clue.
Out. As if these aren't amazing.
No other, not even a drug can do that. No steroid, no other supplement, nothing can do that but amino acids. Because why? Because they're building blocks of proteins. That's why.
Results. And so the problem is people's expectations are through the roof. They see guys like Sam Sulek, Chris Bumstead, and so on, and they're thinking everyone can get a physique like that. Well, as long as you're blasting steroids. What happens? People go to the gym, they don't get the results they're expecting, and what do they turn to? Performance-enhancing drugs. This man has above-average genetics. He has absolutely, unequivocally, an above-average physique. And so if you go to the gym and you don't look like this, that's to be expected. Most people who train their entire lives are not going to look like this. 12 years of bullshitting. What if his goal was to be at 15% body fat or less?
People that train their entire lives are not going to look like that? They're going to look worse? Holy shit.
And have as much muscle as possible. How do you know that wasn't his goal? Or to be healthy. And up next, he's been training 4 days a week for only 6 years. And so what are the comments? And before we read them, is this not a great physique? Clearly under 15% body fat, looks very healthy. He has muscle. He's not shredded single-digit body fat, but definitely healthier than last time. Probably a top 1% physique. And so clearly without a pump and regular lighting, he's not going to be as impressive, but under the... he's going to look bigger than last time. The first comment I see, wasted 6 years to be honest.
Hold on.
Out of pump and regular lighting, he's not going to be as impressive, but under the... is this not a great physique? Clearly under 15% body fat, looks very healthy. He has muscle. He's not shredded single-digit body fat, but definitely healthier than last time. Probably a top 1% physique. And so clearly without a pump and regular lighting, he's not going to be as impressive, but under the proper lighting with a pump, he's going to look bigger than last time. The first comment I see, wasted 6 years to be honest. How? The fact that he's not Arnold Schwarzenegger or Chris Bumstead, Sam Sulek, that means he wasted his time. 6 years to look like this. What is wrong with that? How is this bad? Most people, as in 99%, don't look this good. And so how is it bad to be in the top 1% physiques? To be honest, bro, you could have done this in 3 years. You must not have trained seriously. Really? How do you know that he didn't put in as much work as he possibly could? How do you know what his genetics really are? And so to the same extent, there are many people that train 6 years and don't look nearly as good. And so what are you going to tell those people? You wasted your time? You shouldn't even bother? People just want to put other people down. Oh, it took you 6 years to do that with your training. Well, I did it in 1 year, training only 3 days a week. Yeah, and perhaps you use steroids. Remember this, comparison is the thief of joy. If we put one...
It's always comes back to steroids. They don't want you to know what builds muscles.
1,000 people into a gym and we had them work out, we're going to get 1,000 different results. Just because one guy got amazing results in their first year doesn't mean...
Think about it. Why would Greg want you to know how to build muscles? Then you wouldn't need him anymore. Once they know how to build muscles... they don't need you no more. You understand me? What do they need you for? For what? Maybe be friends or something? Have a conversation? They don't need you no more, bro. That's the thing. That's why Greg, he needs to keep you enslaved. Get it? He needs slaves. Lifting slaves. So he keeps the truth of what really builds muscles from you.
The other 999 are going to do the same. Everyone has different genetics. Some people have amazing genetics. They can put on muscle very easily, while others struggle to do the same. You've just been going to the gym to shower for the past 6 years. As in, you don't even work out. Please subscribe. If you subscribe to my channel, you're getting a free diet and training program. No charge to you. Thank you for subscribing. And so, if you're not already subscribed, click the subscribe button faster than last time. And so, why are they commenting these things? Just think of the hate that you have to have. Think of it. They got up that morning and said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make that person try to feel bad about themselves. I'm going to deliberately write this comment for no reason and say, you look like shit. You look like a guy that worked out never. You probably just showered. I could have done it in a year. And so let's put that person down. Why? Why are we doing this when there are tons of people, guys who've been training in the gym for years? They're perhaps 100 pounds overweight. They don't have any muscle. They're perhaps some ectomorph. They're trying to one day put on some muscle. They struggle. Why are we making the gym such a toxic environment for people to want to be a part of? Up next is starting point, 21% body fat. Bro looks to have a decent amount of muscle, a little bit of body fat on top of it, but not all that bad. And so you can see 19% beginning to get leaner, the waist getting smaller, continues to diet down, posing for men's physique, and clearly getting leaner. 15%, starting to look pretty good, getting the six-pack, 13% body fat, getting leaner. Remember, he doesn't even have a proper tan. Down to 11%, looking exquisite, 10%
He's a skinny Asian. Okay. Looks okay.
body fat. Bro, now with the abs, the obliques, single-digit body fat, looking astounding, getting shredded, diced, and finishes his diet 5% body fat. Perhaps he's only about 6. He's not flexing the legs, but look at the detail in the abdominals. And so shows his journey from start to finish from 20% body fat, which is kind of average, to a shredded single-digit body fat. Many people in the comment section saying, yeah, your body fat went down, but are you happy? You look depressed. You're smiling less. And so here's the thing. Remember, 5% body fat, this is not healthy. This is for competition. It's for a moment in time. But my advice to everyone, halfway there. The ideal attractive physique, it's not 5, 6, 7, 8% body fat. Many people, you think you need to be shredded. It's actually 10 to 12% body fat. They've studied this. You don't need to be mind-blowing shredded, peeled in order to look attractive. But 20% for most people, it's a little bit heavier than ideal. 5%, it's a little bit too lean. Somewhere in the middle. And so halfway through this transformation, perhaps when he was starting to see a visible six-pack, perhaps that is his ideal body fat for the long haul. Some people saying, hey, you look the best at 20%. Listen, to each their own. Some people prefer the dad bod, if you will. Some people prefer a little bit more body fat. And typically, this is how it works. If you're fat yourself, you think that other people are fat, kind of look good. And why do you think that is? Because you can't get a lean person. You can't get them. If you're shredded,
You can't get lean if you eat your natural diet. You're going to get very lean. I did it in the summertime, the beginning of summer last year. I just ate a lot of meat and I got dry and very lean. Yeah.
you most likely appreciate the work that went into it and you like other people are shredded. And so if you're walking around at 30% body fat, you're more likely to make fun of the people who have single-digit body fat and say, oh, I don't like that look. I'm not into it. I don't like people who go to the gym. They're too full of themselves. But if you go to the gym, you work out 6-7 days a week, you appreciate the effort, and you do, in fact, like that look. We like people who are similar to ourselves. If you're into bodybuilding, you're most likely going to like other bodybuilders. If you ride bikes, you like other cyclists. If you're into running, you're going to like to talk to people who also run. If you study Bitcoin, you watch Coach Greg and chill, you're going to like the people who have similar interest to that of your own. Here's the thing, with weight loss, you can't spot reduce from where you wanted. Perhaps he looked better when his face at 10% body fat, he continued to diet down, but you can't decide where your fat is going to come from. And as you get older, fat typically goes away from your face faster than from your body. And so, for example, a 40-year-old athlete, 50 years old, who go on a diet, they're going to look a lot worse in their face on a diet than when somebody is only 20. There's nothing you can do about that. Now, in the worlds of cosmetics, yes, people get fillers, Botox, and so on, but you can't lose fat from your body without losing it from your face. And so will you, in fact, lose some of your looks maxing from getting your body fat too low? Well, it depends. Some people don't like that look, while others, they like it. Some people like a chiseled jawline. Other people, they like faces a little bit more plump. My advice, don't listen to the comments. There are so many haters fighters, keyboard warriors sitting there trying to do anything to tear you down. Don't let other people define you as a person or decide your self-worth. And remember, if you're looking for coaching plans by myself and my team, you can click the link in the description. Perhaps it's in the comment section. Go and find it. We're looking to coach more people than last time. And so if you're interested, please apply faster than last time. And don't forget about the free diet and training program. You can get it free. Please subscribe to the channel. And of course, don't forget about the T-Pub Stack, Turk Builder Max, as well as Geo2 Max. If it's in stock, get it right away. We've been selling out continuously. If it's not there, you can, of course, get...
There you go, the Geo Stack, man. What do you expect? What a video, man. That was a weird-ass video. I'll see you in the next one. These people are just wasting their time, and then they fake it, whatever. The whole Asian kid faking it at the end there with the fake rip, whatever. I'm so tired of this. And Greg Doucette and his fake channel, man. I'll see you in the next one. Ciao, friends. That was a ridiculous video.